All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Tuesday, it is 8:05 p.m. if you're living in the Northeast Eastern Time. And tonight is a special night because we're going to have a whole bunch of Combat Zone guys on. And we'd like to start off with our former guest, great friend of the show, Matt Tremont. How's it going, man?
I'm good, fellas. Thank you for having me on. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're doing well, man. TOD's this weekend. I'm feeling nice, dude. I'm ready to make this happen.
Calm down, Sean.
Dude, I'm gonna be fucking hyped like 10 in the morning, man. I'm gonna wake up drinking. It's gonna be a good time.
That's my man. I like that.
But you were actually my pick for this year, man. At Proving Grounds, you had the title shot against Black G's. I honestly thought that was your night. I thought you were gonna win the title. Unfortunately, Pepper Parks and Cherry ran in, and I guess they did their thing. But this weekend, I'm expecting you to come out as the Tournament of Death winner, man. How do you feel going into this? And we kind of talked off air, but how do you feel physically going into this and mentally? And is it just as exciting as last year? Is it more exciting? How are you feeling?
Well, first, I appreciate the pick. I'm definitely very excited going into Saturday's tournament. I've been keeping busy, man. The death match and the style and genre will have its wear and tear on you, but you know that before getting into all this. I just got done a deathmatch tournament this weekend, right into one this coming weekend with TOD. So a lot of violence ahead, and out of the four main deathmatch tournaments in the U.S., TOD's the big one, and it's the last one left that I need to win. I've got 3 of the 4, my focus and mentality is 100% on Saturday. It's kind of like WrestleMania for myself and a lot of other deathmatch performers.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be getting there bright and early on Saturday. I'm gonna be there at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna help get there early and still help out and put together all the crazy weapons that we need to get ready for, and then get ready for from what I expect 3 rounds of violence, because there's no way I'm gonna come out of Townsend, Delaware empty-handed this year.
Oh, absolutely. And by the way, if people want to check it out this weekend, the show starts at 2, so you might want to get there early, because last year, I went there kind of late, and I tell you what, man, a lot of people show up, so make sure you get a nice parking spot. Make sure you're there to tailgate, so get there bright and early. But, let's talk about Black G's a little bit, man. You faced off against him at Proving Grounds. He's the current CCW World Heavyweight Champion. Regardless of the Tournament of Death, whether you win or not, can we see that? Or you think we're gonna get the rematch? And are you the next one, man? Because that's again, you're one of those guys that's been around in CZW for a while, and I think deservingly so. You got that shot, but it was a screw finish. So I want to see a clean finish.
I think 100%, man. I mean, obviously all eyes on TOD this weekend, but besides TOD, that next thing for me that I would want to achieve is obviously putting that strap around my waist. And I got a lot of respect for G's in and outside of the ring, but obviously he needed some help to get the job done at Proving Grounds. And I think I was pretty close to getting that title. So I definitely think, within the foreseeable future, sooner than later, we're going to see G's Tremont too. And I think this time the end result's going to be a little different.
Yeah, definitely, man. Another quick question. What's the reason Stockade isn't in the Tournament of Death? He was one of those guys that I really thought was going to be in there. You guys had a brief feud that started out in Philadelphia, and then you had the no-rope barbed wire match. But, unfortunately, he's not in this year.
Not sure, man. I mean, Stockade's another guy I have a lot of respect for. We've had some wild, bloody, crazy matches at Beyond and at CZW, which, I'm very fond of and happy with the work we did in both companies. At the end of the day, I'm not the boss man. I don't call the shots, but I think he definitely proved his worth, and the guys keep him busy working a lot of different places, and he can go in the ring. And I think one thing that people need to learn, before Stockade coming in, I hope he doesn't get the perception that Stockade's a deathmatch guy, because the guy can work. And he's a hell of a performer, a hell of a worker inside of the ring. So hopefully he doesn't, never gets that label of just being like a hardcore deathmatch guy. But I think the field that we have this year is pretty damn good. There's some new faces in it this year, some fresh faces that have never been in the tournament before. A lot of and guys that fans wanted to see in there. So unfortunately, Stockade's not in there, but the field that is going to take part in this Saturday's TOD definitely is a good one.
Yeah, definitely. Boxman, you got a question?
Yeah, Matt, I wanted to see if you could get into and just kind of tell us a little bit about this new documentary you got.
Oh, 100%, man. It's probably about a year ago now. I had two gentlemen approach me with an idea about shooting a documentary. Where they wanted to go with it a year ago compared to what the final result was, it changed a lot of times. That within that year process of the documentary, a lot of things changed. But eventually, we got to the point where, all right, this is the story we have, and this is what we're going to present and put out. And basically, the gist of Bleeding Back in Yellow, the Ultraviolet Dream, is basically a little. Not from my start of the business, but probably from pretty much when I took off in late 2010, early 2011, up until going into last year's Tangled Web in October of last year with Devin Moore. Pretty much following me behind the scenes, that day going into the Tangled Web match, flashbacking back to previous matches I had in my early inception in CZW, a lot of interviews with guys that I work with and fans and other people within the company. The documentary is almost about 2 hours long and gives you a little bit more insight. It's more than just a shoot interview. It's a full-fledged documentary that Dean Dixon and Justin Clayton of Tight Jeans Films put a lot of time and effort into, and I think the end result. Product I was very happy with, and I've been selling it independently on my own. And it's I've heard nothing but good reviews so far. I haven't heard nothing bad. And for selling it independently, I haven't branched out to any wrestling distributors or anything like that. I'm kind of like the up and coming rap artist selling his mixtape CD when he ain't got a when he ain't got a label yet. So I've just been hustling it myself, man. I've sold over 100 copies so far, and I've heard nothing but good things. So I'm very appreciative to anybody who's picked it up, man. And I'll have plenty of them at TOD for sale.
All right. Are you doing that on your website? You're selling those?
Hopefully soon. I've just been selling it like through the Facebook and the Twitter. Hit me up, and you can order it through the PayPal gimmick. But eventually soon, probably in July or August, I'm going to set it up to do like a digital download MP4 online with one of the wrestling distributors that are out there. Once I'm done selling it independently, on my own hustle.
Awesome, because I saw the trailer. It looks absolutely amazing.
But hey, you briefly mentioned they can buy it off you through Twitter. Why don't you go ahead and plug your Twitter? That way they can contact you. Yeah,
man. It's follow me on Twitter at Tremont, Tremont CZW. Hit me up on there, on the Facebook, or email me at Tremont2K11@gmail.com if you're interested in purchasing the DVD. It's $25 US. $35 to Canada, which includes your shipping and handling, and via PayPal. So hit me up. I appreciate it.
Nice. There you go. Now, you mentioned that Stockade, he's one of those guys that he necessarily doesn't have to do deathmatch. He can actually wrestle. Now, you are another one of those guys, which you doing deathmatch is kind of misleading because you can actually wrestle. I mean, you've wrestled, a great match with you was you and Mike Bailey, Speedball. I mean, stuff like that, working with, in tag matches with A.R. Fox or working with Chris Dickinson, working with Homicide and in On Point Wrestling. Name a couple of matches that are really, that were exciting for you that weren't death matches. And what do you prefer? You prefer doing the deathmatch style or just the regular wrestling?
I got into wrestling because as a kid, what caught my eye was hardcore wrestling. At the end of the day now, in 2015, it's my bread and butter. It's what I enjoy. It's what I excel at. And at the end of the day, I know that that's what people pay their hard-earned money to see me do. But at times, especially within the last year or so, companies in particular like Beyond Wrestling and C4 up in Canada have been the two companies to give me the platform to wrestle and showcase that Matt Tremont is more than blood and guts. And the matches that have stuck out to me, that if someone asked me if I needed to present somebody, hey, I don't want a Matt Tremont bloody match. I want to see some wrestling. Those matches would be from Beyond Wrestling and C4. Against, I have had the opportunity to work against guys like Silver Ant, guys like you said, like Mike Bailey. Trying to think of a couple other matches.
Dickinson.
Dickinson, Jaka. There's another one at C4. Oh, Tyson Dukes, Josh Alexander. Some of the top guys, within independent wrestling, I've had the opportunity to step in there with and actually go and wrestle and be violent, differently without weapons. So yeah, man, if you're looking, see something else on the bulldozer besides the blood and guts, those would be the matches and two promotions that I've done them for. So, but at the end of the day, man, I enjoy hardcore wrestling. It's what pays the bills. And it's what people want to come see me do. So I mean, at the end of the day, I do appreciate the straight up wrestling, and sometimes it's a little easier on the body. But at the end of the day, I really enjoy the hardcore wrestling.
Yeah, I'd imagine so, man. I imagine so. But Boxman, I got another question.
Yeah, since we brought up Chris Dickinson, I wanted to kind of, he's actually a former guest on the show. I wanted to ask how it was working with him and Team Pazuzu.
Man, I think me and Dickinson last year, towards the end of the year, back-to-back weeks we worked. First war that we had was at Interspecies, and then the following week was at CZW. I think you can ask him. The match we had at Interspecies was probably one of the most physical encounters he and I have ever had. He would embed a very heavy, sharp object known as a Kenzon into my forehead, and I can remember him telling me that he had to question himself as a human while he pulled it out of my skull from that match. We had two hellacious matches last year that were a lot of fun, and every time we go at it, man, we just go to war. Always fun working with him, man. Got nothing bad to say.
Awesome.
That is wild, man. If you're saying that's brutal, that I gotta see this, because I've seen your CZW match with him. I gotta check that one out. But hey, man, greatly appreciate you coming on the show. Is there anything else you want to plug other than Tournament of Death, of course, this weekend and your DVD?
Yeah, I mean, appreciate you guys having me on as always, man. And I think if I had to plug anything else, if anyone knows me, I'm very heavily involved in On Point Wrestling, and our next show is Sunday, June 21st. Father's Day, live in Williamstown, New Jersey. OPW presents Loyalty, 9 matches on the card, with a first-time ever tag team match headlining the event. Nick Gage and Nate Hatred reunite the Hay Club to take on the Hooligans, and 8 other on-point matches. Joey Janela challenges Oz Power for the title. So, man, if you want to take your dad out to the ball game or come see some wrestling, come celebrate Father's Day with On Point Wrestling in Williamstown, New Jersey. Sunday, June 21st. All information at opwrestling.com.
Man, I might have to come out for that one to New Jersey, because the Hooligans against the Hay Club, they're gonna tour the house down. I already know. And you've actually faced off against the Hooligans before you leave. One more question. Those are Southern guys, but man, those guys in the Northeast, I think you're looking at a lot of money, dude, because they brought them in for Jersey All Pro, and some people didn't get the gimmick, but it's one of those things that I think if it can transition from IWA to CZW or to On Point and so forth.
100%, man. I think like you said, they've been to Jersey All Pro. I think they're a perfect fit for CZW, but haven't been there. So in my eyes right now, 2 of my favorite tag teams, one is EYSBO and the other is the Hooligans. I think they're 2 of the top tag teams right now in independent wrestling. And we took the opportunity at hand, and we're able to bring the Hooligans in for the first time on June 21st. And they can go, man. Me and Stockade worked them at Beyond a couple of weeks ago. Hellacious, wild, crazy brawl. Those 2 guys can do it all. And for bigger guys, they're very agile, and they can do a lot of things in and out of the ring. And they're one of the best tag teams going today. Nothing but good things to say about the Hooligans.
Definitely, man. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you this weekend. I'll be there.
Thanks, guys. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Matt. Later. Take it easy.
Later.